everyone, happy Tuesday. Let's go ahead and let's just jump right in. So we're going to go to our assignments. It is the week of October 19th through the 23rd, and it is Tuesday, October 20th. Can't believe it's already October 20th. The month is going by so quickly. All right, so let's go ahead and let's jump right into our schedule. You can see Miss Walsh is already in the Halloween spirit. I decided to put my Bitmoji in a costume. And then we have Mr. Gibbons. He will be joining us for our Zoom today. So we are going to have 2 jobs again for morning work. Remember, morning work is always 2 jobs. So you have your plural nouns, and then you also have your journal. And so for your plural nouns, remember we are practicing taking a noun when it's singular, meaning there's just one, and making it plural, meaning there's more than one. And so there's certain rules that have to be applied when we are making a noun plural. And so yesterday you talked about adding an S to most nouns, and then how you add ES to any that end in a ch or a s, sh, x, or a z sound. And so we are going to go ahead, we are going to be talking about what happens with Y. So you add an S to a noun that ends with a vowel and a Y. So if it ends like boy, it's B-O-Y. The O is a vowel next to the Y, so the Y makes a Y sound, so you add an S. But when you have a consonant and then a Y, you change the Y to an I and add ES. And so a really good example of that is butterflies. So we see that there's an L and a Y, so we change it to L-I-E-S. And so if there is a vowel and a Y, you add an S. If there is a consonant and a Y, then you add I-E-S. And so keep that in mind for today when you are doing your work. Then you have your journal, and upon popular request from last week, I decided to take your guys' feedback. I know you guys have wonderful ideas, so please keep them coming if you have any more ideas. And so this was actually Braylon's suggestion, so thank you, Braylon. And so it is a Top 10 Tuesday, so in your journal, and you kind of have a choice with this one, so you have to pick which one works best for you. So you have to either write your top 10 list of favorite superheroes or top 10 list of what you think are the best superpowers. So it's either superheroes or superpowers. You get to decide which one you're going to write about. So again, you're writing about top 10 superheroes or top 10 superpowers. Then you need to write 5 to 6 sentences about your top choice. So again, you are writing this in your journal, and you need to be writing this down in your journal because you submit a typed version of it on Friday. So make sure that you are writing this down in your journal. Then you have Zoom with your awesome teachers. Don't forget, AJ picked out my hair for the day, so I'm gonna have some crazy hair. You are not gonna want to miss it, I can guarantee that. So go ahead, make sure you show up on time, 9 o'clock. We are going to end around that 9:55 end time just because you do have PE afterwards with Miss H. And so you're just going to go ahead, you're going to click the boy who's stretching, doing some serious workout over in the corner, and you are going to get taken to the class website, and you're going to press the orange button. Remember, it is at 10 o'clock. If for whatever reason that the link is giving you problems, move my big head over, you can see that there is the meeting ID and the passcode right here. So if you need it, it is right here for you guys to use. Then after PE, you are going to take a break because that is a lot of Zoom time, so give yourself that break. You deserve it. And you're going to hop back in to your prefix and suffix practice. So you're going to click the YouTube video, And the YouTube video is going to be your daily prefix and suffix practice. So I'm not going to make you listen to my voice twice. So yeah, you're going to go ahead, you're going to listen to the daily prefix and suffix practice. This is going to help you become stronger readers. Then after that, you are going to have your Bessie Coleman reading. So yesterday you learned a little bit about Bessie Coleman. You're going to learn a little bit more. So you're going to go ahead, you're going to click this orange book right here. And you're going to go ahead and click here. And you're going to see that there is a story about lovely Bessie Coleman. So we talked about her yesterday and we learned some pretty cool stuff about her. So I'm really excited for you guys to read a little bit more about her and what kind of explorer she was. So what your job is to read this story. So this is similar to last week where you have editable text. That means you can click on it. So you have no reason to press your backspace button. You should not be pressing backspace at all while on this page, because then it will delete and you will have a grumpy teacher. So no backspace, right? This is the editable text, meaning you are supposed to go back and highlight information, which we practiced last week. And so you're going to go ahead, you are going to go to page 2, and you're going to see that there are questions. And really quickly on page 1, there is audio available, so Miss Walsh will read it to you. Then we have Bessie Coleman. This is going to be your question page. And you can click to zoom in and it'll make it a little bit easier to read. I know it's hard when it's so far away. And make sure you just click the select button to go ahead and have your cursor back. And so Miss Walsh will again read the questions to you like I have in the past. And so you're going to go ahead, you are going to answer the questions. For all the multiple choice, you are going to click on the box. And you're going to double click it till you see the little line, the cursor pop up. And so you know you can type in it. And then you're going to just write the letter of the correct answer. Then you're going to see that there is a number 3. Highlight the sentence in the passage that supports your answer to number 2. So this is super important because this is where you're going to prove to me you're right. So for number 2, if you're saying that Bessie Coleman is passive, well, you better prove it. So you better go back to page 1 and highlight the information that proves that you are correct for number 2. And again, you can choose any color, just please choose a color where it is bright enough so I can see. So for example, if I'm like, hey, this is an important sentence, I want to make sure that my highlighting color is light enough so that way I can read, right? It wouldn't make much sense for me to choose a color like this because, that's going to be difficult for Miss Walsh to read. So make sure it's something that is light and easy for Miss Walsh to read. Oops, I didn't grab the R, but you can see how the yellow is really nice and easy for me to read. Okay, so just keep that in mind for tomorrow. And then finally, your last question is going to be a sentence, so or a short response. So it's going to be more than a sentence. So it's going to ask you to explain how Bessie Coleman is considered a groundbreaking woman. So this should be at least 2 to 3 sentences. You guys can do this easily. Again, 2 to 3 sentences. That's kind of my expectation for you guys. Then after your Bessie Coleman reading and quick check, you are going to do your personal narrative, revising, and editing. So this is, again, a 2-part job. You have a video, and then you have your actual task. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to press the blue camera, and this is going to take me to the video. These videos are really, really important because Miss Walsh gives explicit, meaning very detailed directions about how you're supposed to complete these jobs. So you're going to go ahead, you're going to click, and you're going to watch this video about what you need to do in order to complete these jobs. Then you're going to click the pencil, and you'll see it will take you to your task. So I'm going to go ahead and click it. And you're going to see that it looks exactly like what's in your packet for lessons 14 and 15. That's because it is. Miss Walsh went ahead, she took a picture of it, and she uploaded it as the background. And again, this is one where you might have to zoom in because it makes it a little bit easier to read. I don't know why when it makes it harder when it's zoomed out, but if we go ahead and zoom in, you can see it's already a lot easier to read. And Miss Walsh again put audio in here to help you out. And so you're going to watch the video, and after you watch the video, you are going to follow the explicit directions. I will know right away who followed my directions and who did not, and I will be grumpy if you did not. So you're going to go ahead, you are going to take, and you're going to click the check mark, and once you have completed the task, and only once you've completed the task, you are going to click and you're going to drag it over the checkbox. So you're going to click and drag it over the checkbox. And you're going to do that for each task you've completed, and only when you've completed them. And part of this job is to, again, what I will reiterate in the video, is you must read your story out loud. I do not care if you prefer to read it out loud, like how I'm talking right now, or if you choose to do it in a whisper voice. Either way is fine with me, but it needs to be out loud and you need to actually be saying the words. You can't do it in your brain because your brain is so smart. It will try and trick you, and it will correct mistakes in your brain so you won't see your mistakes. Isn't that crazy? Your brains are just so smart. So if you say it out loud, you're more likely to catch your mistakes. Your mouth helps you in catching your mistakes. So make sure that you read it out loud because that's how you're going to catch your mistakes. So that was a cool little tip I found out. And actually, I found out in college about that. So it's pretty cool that you guys are learning about that in 3rd grade. So again, make sure you read it out loud. Then you have your editing job. And so you're going to go ahead, you are going to not only self-edit, but then you're going to do this thing called peer editing. And so you are going to have, which I already let your parents know, I sent a message out to parents and guardians, you are going to have someone else read your writing for you. So after you have read your reading out loud and proud, you are going to check all these items off, making sure you have completed them and you went and you checked. Then you're going to have someone else go back and check your work for you. Now, a peer has to be someone who is in 3rd grade or older. So it would not make sense to have a younger sibling or a younger cousin or someone who is younger than you edit your writing because their writing looks a lot different than your writing. And so it's best to have someone who is 3rd grade or older so that way they can help you improve your writing. So keep that in mind. And so, again, here's audio directions for those that need it. Then have lunch. You deserve it. Fuel your brain so that way you are ready to go for math. We're going to go ahead, click on the multiplication symbols. Well, there's math symbols, multiplication being one of them. And I'm going to go ahead and click here. And it's going to be the same setup as yesterday, where Miss Walsh, again, has audio placed here to read the problems to you. And then you are going to click the correct word problem, or, not word problem, multiplication sentence. This is the word problem right here. You're going to click the correct one. You are going to drag it where it says move equation here. And then you are going to take the correct array and you're going to move it here. And then you're going to click up here where the text box is and you are going to write the answer. Now, you cannot just put a number as your answer because that is not a complete answer with word problems. Word problems require units. And so your units are what you are looking for. For example, it says how many flyers are there all together? So your product needs to be blank flyers. You have to have that flyers included if you want full points. And that's for all your questions. You have to have your units. And then after that, it is I Ready Reading. You're going to do 30 minutes of that and then clean up. And that's going to be it for your Tuesday. If you have any questions, please let me know. I love getting to help you guys out and work with you, so please do not hesitate to ask. And I do want to briefly make a note for my friends who have bought teacher lunch. I have schedules lined up, and so I'm just going to message you the day before our lunch and give you a heads up. So I already let my friend for today know that we're going to have lunch, and so I will message my friend who I will have with tomorrow on Wednesday. I'll message them today, so just keep that in mind. I did not forget, I promise. And yeah, that is going to be it for today. Again, if you have questions, let me know, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye, D1.